I hate to be the one to tell you this, but we seem to be approaching the final phase of the cryptocurrency bull market. Almost every coin and token is seeing double-digit gains on a daily basis, and many of those promising alts you've been obsessed with have already gone up by 20x or more over the last few months. If you sold your positions too early or only recently decided to throw your money at the crypto market, you might feel like it's too late to get a taste of those 100x gains that so many other investors have had. Well, that's where you're wrong. As you watch this video, an entirely new DeFi ecosystem is growing at an exponential pace. In just the last week alone, the total value locked in these new DeFi protocols has grown from $200 million to over $3 billion. If you missed out on Aave when it was $4 or missed out on Wi-Fi when it was just a few hundred, now is your chance to try again. Today, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about Binance DeFi and why it is one of the last places you'll find 100x gems before this bull market is over. Before you YOLO your cash, there's a misconception I need to dash. I am not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video should be considered financial or investment advice. With all the FUD and FOMO flying around, it is more important than ever that you do your own research, and this video should be just one of the many resources you're using to do that. Now, I'm delighted to be seeing a lot of new viewers on the channel these days, and if you're one of them, then allow me to introduce myself. My name is Guy, and my mission is to bring you the highest quality crypto content you'll find on the tube. The Coin Bureau is home to hundreds of cryptocurrency reviews, news, and tutorials that you need to master the cryptocurrency market. Instead of ads that hinder your viewing experience, I provide timestamps in the video timeline to help you get the most out of every video. And this one is no exception. If you're a fan of quality and courtesy, then be sure to subscribe to the channel and ping that notification bell. If you have any questions about anything I've talked about today, feel free to drop a comment and I'll do my very best to get back to you. Right, that's enough housekeeping for today. Let's dive into Binance DeFi. Unless you've been living under a rock, you'll know that Binance is currently the largest cryptocurrency exchange by a wide margin. This is primarily because Binance has evolved to become more of an ecosystem than an exchange. Binance DeFi is a recent addition to this ecosystem and officially began with the launch of the Binance Smart Chain in September 2020. Now, it's important to note that the Binance Smart Chain is different from the Binance Chain, which launched in April 2019. The main difference between the two is that the Binance Smart Chain is smart contract compatible and interoperable with Ethereum, whereas the Binance Chain is not. Besides that, they are basically identical and operate as parallel chains. Both offer wrapped versions of popular cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum and Bitcoin. On Binance Chain, these are known as BEP2 tokens. BEP2 tokens can be traded on the Binance DEX. On the Binance Smart Chain, these are known as BEP20 tokens. BEP20 tokens are the ones used in Binance DeFi protocols. Like the Binance Chain, the Binance Smart Chain uses a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism called Proof of Authority, which was invented by Ethereum co-founder and Polkadot founder Dr. Gavin Wood in 2017. Unlike regular proof-of-stake blockchains, Proof of Authority blockchains are designed to have a limited number of validator nodes to optimize performance. These validator nodes must also be approved to operate on the network by the appropriate authority, in this case, Binance. As a result, the Binance Smart Chain only has 29 validators, most of which appear to be owned and operated by the Binance exchange itself. That's not much, but it's better than the 11 validators the Binance Chain had when I last checked. Validators on the Binance Smart Chain stake BNB tokens to earn a cut of the transaction fees on the network that is proportional to their stake. Delegators can also delegate BNB to these validator nodes to earn a cut of those fees. That said, neither validators nor delegators earn any BNB tokens because BNB has a fixed supply and is technically deflationary. More on that later. Validators can also vote on changes to network parameters, which doesn't mean all that much when the majority of the nodes are owned by Binance. On the bright side, validators on the Binance Smart Chain can still be slashed, and anyone can submit a slash request if they see any malicious behavior from these centralized validator nodes. Now, not everyone is comfortable with this degree of blockchain centralization, and is also why Binance founder Changpeng Zhao refers to Binance DeFi as CDeFi, which is short for centralized, decentralized finance. Now, despite all the risks of centralization, people seem to be pretty big fans of Binance CDeFi. The total value locked in Binance CDeFi protocols is growing so fast that the 3 billion figure I gave you at the start of this video will probably be much higher by the time it's uploaded to YouTube. This is for many reasons. The first reason is fees and speed. Ethereum gas fees are off the charts, and it can cost hundreds of dollars to execute a single transaction on an Ethereum-based DeFi protocol like Aave. Moreover, it takes minutes to confirm. By contrast, fees for interacting with Binance's CDeFi protocols are so small that they may as well be non-existent, and it can take as little as 5 seconds for a transaction to complete. This is good news for the average DeFi user who can't or won't spend hundreds of dollars to interact with their favorite protocols. The second reason why Binance CDeFi is blowing up is because of yield farming. For those unfamiliar, yield farming involves a combination of lending, borrowing, and trading to maximize the interest you earn on the cryptocurrencies you've locked up in various DeFi protocols. In the summer of 2020, it was common to see annual percentage yields that exceeded 1,000%. These insane interest rates are obviously not sustainable and have since subsided on Ethereum. On Binance's CDeFi protocols, however, I have seen annual percentage yields in the millions, and 3-figure yields are extremely common. Consider for a moment that an annual yield of over 600,000% works out to a 20x return on funds that are locked for just a single day. This conveniently brings me to the third reason why Binance CDeFi is booming, and that's because many of its protocols were funded by Binance. Shortly after the launch of the Binance Smart Chain, Binance announced a $100 million DeFi fund. This would see up to $100,000 allocated to any DeFi project building on the Binance Smart Chain. When CZ tweeted about Binance CDeFi a few days after this announcement, he highlighted the fact that Binance would be vetting these projects to ensure that they weren't scams or rug pulls. Basically, part of the funds awarded to DeFi fund recipients would be used to run audits of their code. My guess is that CZ deleted that tweet around the time one of these CDeFi projects managed to run off with user funds less than 2 months later. I guess Yearn Finance founder Andre Cronje was right when he said that audits don't guarantee safety. Thankfully, though, Binance refunded all the users, not something that could have happened in a pure DeFi ecosystem. Anyways, the fourth reason why Binance CDeFi is growing is because of network effects. Binance has millions of users, and the Binance Chain wallet browser extension you use to interact with CDeFi protocols can be connected directly to your Binance account, making it easy to transfer funds between them. Moreover, Binance seems to be providing liquidity to many of these CDeFi protocols. Bootstrapping liquidity is part of what's included in Binance's DeFi grants, and I suspect that the high-risk savings options on Binance Earn are plugged into lending protocols and AMMs. You could question the ethics of this, but there's no question that it's generating the kind of economic activity that is attracting real users and real liquidity to Binance's CDeFi space. There are now dozens of CDeFi projects emerging every week, bringing a whole new genre of cryptocurrency tokens that have incredible price potential. So, where do you find these promising cryptos and how do you get them? There are 2 places you can go to find Binance CDeFi protocols. The first is DeFi Station, which lists what you could consider to be legit CDeFi protocols. DeFi Station also conveniently notes whether the code for that protocol has been audited or not. While this may give you a sense of security, remember that it does not guarantee that the protocol is safe. The current leader on DeFi Station is Venus, which is a decentralized stablecoin lending protocol similar to Maker. The runner-up is PancakeSwap, which is of course an AMM DEX like Uniswap or SushiSwap. And in third place, we have a protocol called AutoFarm, which is a yield aggregator similar to Yearn Finance. As with Ethereum DeFi, most CDeFi protocols have piss-poor tokenomics. By that, I mean they have an insane amount of inflation that is used to reward yield farmers for providing liquidity. Still, there are a few gems like AutoFarm's Auto Token, which has a low maximum supply and is also deflationary. Unfortunately, most of the projects you see on DeFi Station are ones that have already garnered a significant amount of attention and have therefore seen most of their gains in percentage terms. To find the 100x's, your best bet is to check the Yield Farm section of BSC Scan, which is a shameless copy of Etherscan for the Binance Smart Chain. While there are only 25 projects listed on DeFi Station, there are nearly 100 noted on BSC Scan. Although some of these projects have already been labelled as possible rug pulls, there is no way of knowing whether that designation was made by a competing project. That means it's going to be on you to figure out whether these up-and-coming CDeFi protocols are rug pulls or not. You can use my recent video on how to do your own research to help you with that. Open up a new tab using that link in the top right and watch it after you've done this video. Once you've identified a CDeFi token that looks promising, the next step is to buy it. Most of the time, the CDeFi token you're looking for will only be available on PancakeSwap and possibly a few sketchy centralized exchanges that you should stay away from at all costs. If the CDeFi token you're looking at has already listed on a reputable exchange like Binance, it probably has its most extreme gains behind it already. To use PancakeSwap, you're going to need a Web3 wallet that's compatible with the Binance Smart Chain. Your first option is to use the aforementioned Binance Chain wallet browser extension. This is the logical choice given that you'll need to make a Binance account to get your hands on the BNB you'll need to buy that CDeFi token, since it's not offered on any other cryptocurrency exchange. If you have yet to open a Binance account, you can support the channel while saving 20% on trading fees by using the link I've provided in the description. That said, the Binance Chain wallet is not necessarily the best choice as far as CDeFi wallets go. There's a reason why it has a 3-star rating on the Chrome Web Store. For starters, the Binance Chain wallet constantly disconnects from PancakeSwap and other CDeFi protocols. Sometimes you need to open and close the wallet in your browser multiple times to confirm a transaction, and you might even have errors transferring funds from your Binance account if you do it directly in the Binance Chain wallet itself. As such, the Binance Chain wallet is best to use if you're just planning on trying your luck with a few CDeFi tokens from time to time on PancakeSwap. If you plan to interact with CDeFi protocols on a regular basis, though, I recommend configuring your MetaMask browser wallet to support the Binance Smart Chain network and using that instead. This is much easier said than done, and I'll leave a link to a video by an awesome DeFi YouTuber in the description which walks you through the entire 20-minute process. It also shows you how to earn some of those face-melting yields you see on AutoFarm and other CDeFi protocols if you're a DeFi degen. Once you've set up your Web3 wallet and loaded it up with some BNB, you simply navigate over to PancakeSwap, find the cryptocurrency you're looking for, confirm the transaction, and bang, you're one step closer to the moon. Hopefully. Pro tip: if the cryptocurrency you bought doesn't show up in your Web3 wallet, head over to BSC Scan, search up that cryptocurrency, copy the contract address, and paste it into the custom asset field in the wallet. The token balance should show up in your wallet in a few seconds. With any luck, by the time you sell, you'll be able to do so using a centralized exchange like Binance and won't have to stress about these finicky Binance Smart Chain browser extensions. Before I wrap things up, there's one last thing I need to cover, and that's the BNB token. In case you didn't put 2 and 2 together, Binance CDeFi is why the value of BNB has been surging over the past few weeks. BNB's price action actually corresponds quite nicely to the growing TVL we see in Binance's CDeFi protocols. This makes sense, given that most of the trading pairs on CDeFi AMMs like PancakeSwap are with BNB. BNB is also required to pay gas fees, and a lot of the high-yield farming pools you find on these protocols involve BNB. If this exponential TVL trend keeps up, BNB could overtake Ethereum in terms of market cap, which would correspond to a price tag of around $1,500 per BNB, a 15x move from its current valuation. CDFI isn't the only bullish indicator for BNB either. Like I mentioned earlier, BNB has a maximum supply and is also deflationary. This is because Binance allocates 20% of its quarterly profits from fees to burning BNB. Just under 30 million of BNB's maximum supply of 200 million has been burned since 2017. This BNB burning will continue until BNB's supply is just 100 million. The most recent BNB burn took place last month, and it was the largest so far. The Binance blog post that details the January burn also revealed that CEO CZ has plans to increase the rate at which BNB is being burned. Under current projections, it would take about 27 years for Binance to burn the BNB supply down to 100 million. CZ wants this to be reduced to just 5 to 8 years. There's just one thing that's not entirely clear, and that's whether the BNB being burned is being taken out of circulation or if it's just coming from Binance's own BNB stash. Burning tokens that are not in circulation doesn't really do much to bolster price action. It also doesn't help that around 90% of Binance's employees receive their salary in BNB. Since BNB isn't accepted as legal tender for day-to-day expenses, those BNB tokens end up being sold to the market. Last but not least, a substantial percentage of BNB's total supply is still held by Binance, which somehow forgot about a wallet containing 60 million BNB a few weeks back. Now, while I don't think Binance will be dumping that BNB, I think it's quite clear that they are doing everything in their power to push up the price of BNB, and it is very possible that this entire CDFI ecosystem exists solely for that purpose. Even though Binance CDFI is likely where you'll find the 100x altcoin in this bull market, you still have to understand it's not a pure-blooded DeFi ecosystem. That concludes my crash course on Binance DeFi. The high costs of gas on Ethereum has made its DeFi protocols inaccessible to everyone but the crypto whales. Binance has capitalized on this opportunity to attract the smaller fish to its growing list of promising CDFI applications. Although Binance seems to have artificially boosted these protocols at the start, the momentum we've seen since then seems to be entirely organic. As someone who's personally played around with a few of these CDFI protocols, I can tell you that it feels like what Ethereum DeFi is supposed to be like, and it reminds me of how it once was. With low gas fees, seamless transactions, and dozens of promising projects and tokens emerging left and right, it's hard to argue that Binance CDFI is all bad. When you consider the fact that the browser wallets you need to interact with these protocols are barely functional, or take forever to set up, it makes it just that much more impressive that this niche has seen so much traction. This high barrier to entry is something that has been pointed out by other YouTubers before, and it's part of why there is still so much potential to be found in the CDFI space. Early adopters always reap the highest rewards, and Binance seems to have opened up an ecosystem that has no shortage of such rewards in the middle of a bull market. Still, I can't help but wonder what could happen if anything was to go wrong with the Binance Smart Chain. It is way too centralized for my liking. All the cryptocurrency locked on CDFI is now reliant on Binance, including the millions of dollars of tokenized Bitcoin and Ethereum on the Binance Smart Chain, which is technically being custodied by Binance. The largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world is now in the position where it could execute the largest rug pull the world has ever seen, and nobody would be able to stop them. Heck, you wouldn't even know it was happening until it was too late, because they control the information on the network you're using. Now, I don't think this would ever happen, but that is just too much power for a single entity to have. Remember the golden rule. Never leave your cryptocurrency on an exchange, and be aware that that's essentially what you're doing when you're using Binance's CDFI protocols. If you enjoyed this video, help other people find it by hitting that like button. If you want to make sure you get the next one while it's hot, subscribe to the channel and ping that notification bell too. Now, I normally try and upload every day, but the cryptocurrency market sometimes moves faster than I can upload. This is why you should join my Coin Bureau Insider Telegram channel and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where I give you regular updates about the cryptocurrency markets. You can even see what it looks like here at the Coin Bureau HQ. If you're playing the long game with your cryptocurrency investments, subscribe to my weekly newsletter to get all the information you need to supercharge your portfolio and even take a look at mine. If you want to look like a real Coin Bureau insider, then be sure to support the channel by scooping up some stylish merch from the Coin Bureau merch store. This is just one of many designs you'll find there, and I've got many more in the works. Speaking of work, I've got to get back to my research. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheerio!